More than 9 million children face hunger in America. Food insecurity in children is associated with physical, behavioral, emotional, and developmental health struggles. So it's important to provide children with not only food, but nutrient-dense food. The Nourishing Your Young Neighbor toolkit provides materials and resources that you need to provide children with nutritious foods while helping fight food insecurity. The toolkit includes a list of materials and resources that will be needed to create food bags, tips on how to include perishable items, my plate with sample menu items, healthy living messages, samples of health food menus, and steps to implement. Consider resources and materials that you will need. Food, likely the most costly part of your program, budgeting will be key. Bags, consider bags that are not easily identifiable. A cart or dolly to move items. Storage space, ensuring enough space to store the food but also to package. Be sure to follow food safety protocols. Check with your local health department for food safety guidelines. Dependable volunteers will help your program be successful and run smoothly. Volunteers can stock food, order food, pack bags, distribute bags, and do some record keeping. Customize the program that fits your community's needs and available resources.
There are many ways for an organization to obtain healthy foods for their program. Partnering with their local food bank can be very helpful. They usually know how to purchase food cheaply and can share that information with a partner. Working with a local grocery store can be helpful as well. They might be willing to sell you items at cost or even donate items to your program. Buying food in bulk at large box stores can be a great way to cut down on costs as well. Hosting a food drive is another great way to build a stockpile of food and build community support. Working with local community and civic organizations can bring in more volunteers. Bringing awareness to the program can also help create sustainability. Providing a specific food list will help to eliminate unwanted items. Typically, donors like to have a list. That way they know that the items they are giving are actually going to be used. When an organization decides to do a food drive, we really encourage them to follow My Plate whenever they're creating their list. It helps to incorporate all 5 food groups into the child's healthy diet. The foods chosen should be full of nutrients, and sugary drinks, cakes, and cookies should really be limited.
So I came to the district 2 years ago, and there's really no grocery store around. It's a Dollar General, so they're in a food desert. And they had a backpack program a couple years prior, but it had kind of just stopped. And so a lot of the kids were asking, you know, are we going to get food bags? And some of the teachers and the staff had mentioned how kids really benefited from the food bags when they had the program. It's kind of a team effort, so I have a teacher who picks them up for me, and then we get them here at the school, and students help separate them because we distribute them all over the district. I have students who help me put them in the student's locker, so it's a little more discreet. And then one of our teachers will take her half over to our other schools in Elkville. They're very grateful for the bags, and then during the holidays and over breaks, we make sure we put a lot of extra things in there just because we are going to be gone for a long time, and families have express their gratitude because, you know, they're not able to get out as often and get what they need over the break. So it does take some of that burden off of our families. So we're very fortunate to have a lot of community supports and community organizations that help us with this project. We do about 80 bags a week, and so we get them from an organization, and then when they're not available from that organization or we want to do more, we've been very fortunate to have community donors and sponsors that have donated money for us to continue our program.
SNAP-Ed has partnered with Pope County School District for several years with Direct Ed, and most recently started making environmental and systems changes. We provided technical assistance for 2 grants, implemented a share table and salad bar, and also implemented the Nourish Your Young Neighbor toolkit to help them with their backpack program.
When we first started our program, we had decided to try to get 5 items for like the breakfast, lunch, and a snack, fruit, and another snack for the weekend to help kids. We started out with like the mac and cheese and ramen noodles, and then the popcorn, Rice Krispie treat, assorted fruit snacks, donuts, and a pudding cup. So with the help of SNAP-Ed and the 4-H and Extension, we've switched a few items to have healthy items. We had to switch to the shelf-stable milk, tuna, and we've had positive feedback with the tuna kits. And then especially on long weekends, we go with like the ravioli cups so that they have stuff to stretch, and we usually try to add 10 items for the like Christmas break, Easter break. And then the cereal and then whole grain crackers was a new item that the Extension was able to help us find. And we also like the popcorn in a bag. We asked teachers to help us identify students after the start of the school year who may benefit from the weekend bag. The lower grades, the teachers put them in the backpacks throughout the day, and the upper grades, my kitchen staff helped me get them in the lockers before these students arrive.
Extension staff can provide assistance to community programs by helping them plan for and evaluate their program. The Nourish Your Neighbor toolkit can be a helpful guide to ensuring that success. Staff can provide nutrition education, help encourage those healthy food menus and options, and modify suggestion menus and templates to fit specific needs. Extension staff can also connect program leaders and volunteers to additional community resources.
There are lots of different ways to implement a weekend backpack food program, and finding what works best for your community and the organizations that provide support to you will help benefit children and families in the long run. Encouraging healthier foods, working with a variety of community partners, and getting everyone involved will make it more sustainable and really have that lasting impact on helping children learn and be healthy.
Eat, Move, Save.